Okay, one of the weirdest patients I ever got. I was getting a report from the ER. She's a 46-year-old female. She was in a vehicle accident and she had coded on the way to the hospital in the ambulance. They gave her 2 milligrams Dilaudid and she was out. So they resuscitated her. She's been fine. She has no prior history. They think it was just because she had, 2 milligrams of Dilaudid and never takes any medication, which, okay. And so I was like, what are we giving her for pain? And they said, well, we're just giving her zero point 0.5 of Dilaudid now. And I was like, awesome. Okay. Normally, we wouldn't take someone who had coded on our floor, but they said she's been up walking around, for like 4 hours. Everything's good. And I'm like, okay. In the back of my head, I'm a little bit terrified, but that's fine. So uh, then I get the story of what's going on. She was run over in her own driveway by her daughter, and the daughter's here with her, and she's coming upstairs. So great. This is going to be an adventure. Anyway, so she comes up, and she's like a suburban, mom, housewife. Looks like she's on the PTA, you know what I'm saying? Like totally normal. Looks kind of like my wife. She's like an attractive lady. Uh, it looks totally normal. And the daughter looks like she's like 21 years old, just looks like a little girl. Everything, they look like a normal family. And so get her all checked in and everything. And she does say she's hurting, and I give her pain meds and everything's fine. Okay. So I think last time I saw her, she was, napping, but she was alive. Everything was fine. And then I get a call later from her, probably a couple hours later, and she's asking for some more pain meds. So I go to her room, and nurses, we do this, healthcare workers, we know. We go to the door, we knock. It's almost like a fluid motion. We don't even think about it anymore. We knock, 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 walk in, knock, knock, knock. So I knock on the door, walk in, and she is not wearing any clothes, no gown, no nothing. And she's sitting up in bed, and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and slowly covers herself up. And I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 I'm sorry. I should have, you know, waited a little longer after I knocked or something." And so, take care of her, give her the meds, whatever. And then later on, get another call from her. She's wanting something else, medication or whatever. And I go in, knock, 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 open the door, look in, same thing. She's fully exposed. And I'm like, ma'am, 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 you got to wear a gown, put something on. And she's like, oh, sorry, sorry, sorry. And I was like, okay. And then the next time she called, I go in and I'm like, knock, 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 knock. And I walk in, and she is like standing up or sitting on the side of the bed. I don't know, fully exposed, no gown, no nothing, completely undressed. And I'm like, ma'am, you've got to put on a gown. It's like, and once again, she's not an ugly lady. You know what I mean? And, but I'm, professional. I'm a nurse, most trusted profession. Also married, happily married man, dad, all that good stuff. Please, ma'am, you got to get dressed. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And just like stands up and like slowly. And I'm like, okay, I'll be back. Okay. To be continued. The next day, I come into work, and I say, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, hey, the patient in this room, this lady, doesn't want you to be her nurse today. And I was like, what? Okay. Like, what did she say? And she said that you never came in and checked on her like all night. Like she had to call for you to come in. And I was like, yeah, because she kept like being naked whenever I'd go in the room. And so my charge nurse at the time, her name was Kim. Hi, Kim. She was like, yeah, we see it, because we had these cameras, and we had these screens up at the nurses station, and every room that, allowed it, we had cameras and they could watch. And they said that they were watching, that she was sitting there waiting for me to come in the room, and she'd like prepare herself. So she was like a crazy lady or whatever. And so Uh, I was like, okay, fine. I don't need to be her nurse anyway. Um, by the way, you have to sign a consent. So she knew that the cameras were watching her the entire time. Everybody that has, I mean, she was with it, she was alert oriented, all that good stuff. Another time that those cameras, well, one time those cameras saved me it was when I first became a nurse. And I was, still super nervous. And I had this guy, I remember he's a big, like, biker looking dude. And I came in to check on him, and we do hourly rounds or whatever. And I came in to check on him. And I was like, how you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm good. Except for I fell on the floor. And I was like, do what? And he's like, yeah, I fell down on the floor, and I was down there for like 2, 3 hours. Nobody came in and checked on me. I got myself back in bed. And I'm like, what? And even if you don't believe that, we have to report that. We got to file a big old thing. And back then it was like paperwork, and then do it on the computer too. So we do that. I have to call my manager, say what happened. And he, says he fell, and I'm like, I remember her saying, like, do you think he fell? And I'm like, I don't think he could get himself up off the ground. So no. And also I was in there within like an hour. There's no way. So like I said, I was a new nurse. It was probably like my first couple months. And so she's like, okay, well, we got to wait and go get the video and look at it from his room. And I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, I didn't find out until like I was off for 4 days, and then come back, and I talked to my boss. I was like, hey, did you ever find out? And she goes, oh yeah, I looked at the video, and he was in bed the entire time, and you were in there when you were supposed to be. And I was like, oh my goodness. And she waited 4 days to tell me that I was not in trouble, even though I thought I was going to get in trouble. Anyway, did you guys have cameras in your hospital rooms where you could see people? That was a long, long story. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great day.